And Mastodon, they are on a co-headlining tour this summer with special guest Lorna Shore, Gojira from southwestern France, Mastodon from Atlanta, GA, and Lorna Shore, I think they're from Jersey. It happens Thursday, August 10th, Jacobs Pavilion at Nautica. Get your tickets, your info, everything else at axs.com. Except for these tickets. I'll give them to caller 10. Good luck. This pair for you. 216-578-1007 or 800-348-1007.
7 out of 10 listeners agree. On what? We have no idea. This is the Alan Cox Show on 100.7 WM.
Night from Black Sabbath.
I caught a little bit of it. It was pretty good.
What did you think? What did you hear? Did you know what you were listening to?
No idea.
Yeah.
That's
what it's for, baby. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Because people leave comments will be like, it's awesome, you guys should play this every day. I'm like, we would have 0 ratings. Metal is for us metal fans. It is not a regular format. It is a niche format. But I'm so excited to do it. Now, there will be no show this Saturday night because the Guardians are on the West Coast. That's a 10-10 game against Anaheim or somebody. But this Saturday night, I'm sorry, they're in Phoenix playing the Diamondbacks. But that is a 10-10 first pitch.
And the D-bags.
So, no 2 hours to midnight this Saturday night. But we will return June the 24th, so the following Saturday. And anything you want to submit, whether it is your band or just something you want to hear, a suggestion, a criticism, an accolade, an attaboy, whatever it is.
Would you play Squire Masonry on there?
Absolutely.
Pirate jargon.
Absolutely. To htm@wmms.com. Although they have gotten a lot of coverage on this program, which has exponentially more listeners than 2 hours to midnight. So anyway, our little corner of real estate here on The Buzzard for nothing but metal. And since it's only a live show, because my brother was like, I'm trying to listen to it, and I go, we don't podcast it. You got to listen live. I post the playlists for you at the 2 hours to midnight Facebook page and at WMMS.com. So even if you can't listen live, you can recreate the show in your own image and likeness. I'll have a trip to Vegas for you here in a few minutes. Our iHeartRadio Music Festival, which some years, pretty much every year, is overwhelmingly pop heavy. But this year, some really good rock and roll in this lineup. So it's Foo Fighters and Fall Out Boy and Lenny Kravitz and Public Enemy, who are in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, 30 Seconds to Mars, and more. There's pop and there's country, and they really cut a broad swath. So you and a pal to Vegas, flights, passes, the whole bit. So I'll get you a couple of tickets here in a minute. I was going through and I've told these stories before, by the way, thank you to Unky Pfeiffer, who's helping out on the live stream today at AlanCoxShow.com. If you're watching the show live, tip of the cap to Unky Pfeiffer. I'm going to leave him or her out. I get, because, I'm a 30-year radio veteran, for better or worse, I subscribe to all of the trade magazine emails. You used to get these hard copy trade magazines, and every business has them. Things like Inside Radio or On Air or whatever. And there's always interesting stories around the horn. And one of them is the first case of a broadcaster suing OpenAI, which makes ChatGPT, that's their program. This guy, Mark Walters, who hosts a syndicated show. I bet you can't guess what it's about. It's called Armed American Radio. He's suing OpenAI after a ChatGPT program accused him of embezzling funds from a foundation. If you've read enough about AI, it's just taking and compiling information that's already on the internet. So it gets a lot of things wrong. And there are people who, you'll read about people who are already overestimating its abilities. So you'll see lawyers get pinched because they just had ChatGPT, write their summation for litigation or something, and these lawyers get fired because ChatGPT comes up with stuff that doesn't exist. There was a story a couple weeks ago about a lawyer that did this, and he lost his gig with this firm because ChatGPT was citing court cases as precedent that didn't exist. And they call this a hallucination, which is when the robots come and kill all of us, that's going to be a nice little ribbon to put on it. Oh, it had a hallucination.
What's taking so long?
Please just put us
Robots
out.
are coming to kill you and you're relieved that you don't have to go work tomorrow? What do they do to us?
They call this an AI hallucination when the technology just generates false information that's not backed by data, right? So this guy goes, not only am I not named in the lawsuit that this ChatGPT was referring to, I've never worked for the foundation, and I had nothing to do with embezzling money. And so he's suing for defamation. So this is the first ever...
The company, not the robot.
The company, OpenAI, yeah. It's the first ever defamation lawsuit brought against this company. And he's like, hey, man, I had nothing to do with this. It is a guy who's being sued by some Second Amendment foundation or something. But they're suing the company because they're like, everything it wrote about our client, this radio host, is incorrect. And I don't know how much money he's asking for, but you would think a company like that would have some deep pockets. But there is a Streisand effect here, too. I mean, it's not like, and again, I don't know if this is something that gets redistributed on the internet, or I don't know. I don't know if this is something that would continue to defame you in perpetuity, or if it's just confined to this ChatGPT thing. I don't know. I have yet to use ChatGPT.
Me too. I'm afraid of it.
I'm not afraid of it. I just can't think of an application in which I would need it other than dicking around with it. And I'm not going to, because a lot of times you go to these pages and they'll go, there's so many people on it that we can't, I'm not going to wait around. What do? We did one thing with ChatGPT.
Well, I had to write jokes in our
Oh.
tone, and then it wrote a story, like an essay as Poundcake or something like that.
Okay. Yeah, but I've never gone on to it and said, write me a,
Yeah,
So this guy is suing OpenAI for ChatGPT defaming him, he says. Armed American Radio. He is the host, Mark Walters, and that airs Sundays from 8 to 11 p.m. as a syndicated show. It's been on the air since 2009. And this guy's had enough.
People have had arms for a long time.
They have. Hey, let me give you this trip.
Anecdotal evidence.
No way to prove it. Let me give you this trip to Las Vegas. It's the iHeartRadio Music Festival with Foo Fighters and Fall Out Boy and Lenny Kravitz and 30 Seconds to Mars and Buddy more. And tickets and the whole shebang for you and a pal, so good luck.
Now, your chance at a trip to our 2023 iHeartRadio Music Festival. Text the nationwide keyword WIN to 200-200. You'll get a confirmation text and info. Standard data and message rates apply in this nationwide contest. That's WIN to 200-200.
You see Seinfeld and Gaffigan are going out?
Yeah.
That looks like fun.
Doing some arenas.
Arenas.
Yeah.
Only 4 cities, but
I'm surprised they're doing it together and not just solo ones, because both of them, I feel like, could do that.
I think that's why they're doing it. Well, I was thinking about this. So they're doing, I want to go to the Chicago one. They're doing San Francisco, LA, Chicago, and St. Louis.
Mm-hmm.
2 dates in November. I'm sorry, all 4 of them are 2 weekends in November. So they'll be done after, 10, 11 days. I was wondering about this. Do you think Jerry Seinfeld can fill an arena?
Yes, absolutely.
An arena?
He is a top name in comedy.
But he's also of a different generation than guys like Segura and Kreischer, the podcast dudes who use that as like their comics, sure, and well established, but the podcasts are really what blew them up into doing like 2 nights at Madison Square
Right.
Garden and things like that.
But
Jerry
Jerry Seinfeld
Seinfeld
is famous at a different level than them, and if he wanted to, I think he could absolutely. I mean,
Okay, I'm not saying he can't. I was thinking
I
about. I
put
was
him
like,
on the
could
same
Seinfeld?
level as Adam Sandler, and Adam Sandler just did Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse.
Did he sell it out?
Yeah,
Sandler
Like-
sold out Romo Fijo.
yeah, like a lot. Yeah,
but also he's a
and they
movie.
can also seat it to a certain like different capacities. It'd be like, okay, we're gonna do a 10,000 seater, or we're gonna seat it for 15,000, whatever they want.
Well, I don't
to
mean
do.
that. I'm talking a true sellout. Did Adam Sandler sell out the Romo Fijo? 20,000 tickets.
Well, they don't seat it for 20,000.
Okay, well that's what I'm talking
but that's
about.
because they have to cut off half
They
part
can't
of it.
for
yeah.
comedy. I mean, they
For
could,
comedy,
but then you're in the round.
It's probably like 15,000 or 18,000.
But plenty of guys do in the round. Sebastian, he does like 5 nights at Madison Square Garden. Well, this is what I'm saying. You can sell out any venue if you only sell 5,000 tickets.
Right, but I'm saying you can. But I mean, Seinfeld could sell 15,000 tickets.
Okay.
20,000 tickets. No
I
problem.
love Jerry Seinfeld. I was just thinking about it, and I was like, wow, because usually when Seinfeld comes, he does Playhouse Square.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't have any problem selling that out, but that's 13. He'll play the biggest theater, 1,300 tickets or whatever.
That's like 3,000.
It's like 3,000.
Oh, is it?
3,500.
Okay, even better. 3,000, do 2 shows,
And it
that's
sells-
6,000 people.
Yeah, and it sells out in minutes.
Right.
So he could
Okay.
do bigger venues. I think he's just more of a purist and likes doing theaters rather than arenas, and now
Right.
he's making that move finally.
Yeah, I think it's really
and same
cool.
with Gaffigan. Gaffigan did 10,000 at what's it called? The Wolstein Center a few years ago.
Did he?
Yeah, he did a huge show there.
Well, that's why I wonder if the two of them are going to do in the round. Like they're not going to pare down the seating.
Mm-hmm.
They're doing the United. I mean, these are big venues.
Yeah.
United Center, Kia Forum, Chase Center in San Francisco, and the Enterprise Center in St. Louis. No details as to whether or not they will trade slots or what will happen there.
They're going to go at the same time.
Yeah.
They should opposite ends of the.
Jerry's gonna tell a joke, and then Jim Gaffigan's just gonna do his little voice and be like, "That was a good joke by Jerry.
This guy's fat.
This guy made so much money from that TV show."
Did he spend it all on candy? Jerry Seinfeld will star, direct. He will star in the Pop-Tart movie that's coming out, which he directed, co-wrote, and produced. He said he would never do another movie, by the way, after B movie. But he's doing Unfrosted, the Pop-Tart story. Jim Gaffigan has arms full of Grammys. He was the first comedian to reach 1 billion streams on Pandora. And he will really... He will really... See, but Gaffigan's been, like, he's doing, like, dramatic movies, too.
Yeah,
Yeah, and he's real good at them.
he's great.
I mean, he always was
He's
an
a
actor.
good actor,
but
yeah.
All 4 shows go on sale this Friday morning, 10 a.m. local at Ticketmaster. So there you go. Hey, John.
Hey,
What up?
so I absolutely think that Jerry Seinfeld can fill those arenas.
Oh,
I-
good for you.
Oh God, Alan, thank you so much. I always wanted that. Oh, good for you. That's my favorite
Oh,
sound
good
bite that you guys
for you.
Oh man, a double shot.
All right.
Awesome.
Yeah.
No, I saw Seinfeld, and he's such a pro, and and the TV show, just all of his work, he'll fill that. He'll sell out in a heartbeat.
Okay. No, I
problem.
think he's awesome. I am on record as being a stan for Seinfeld. But I was just thinking about it, and I was like, well, is it a different time now? Like, is it a different... It's definitely a different audience. I mean, there's a lot of younger comedy fans who think Seinfeld's corny.
I get it.
Yeah.
But so when the last time I saw Jerry Seinfeld was pre-pandemic at the State Theater here in Cleveland, and I was amazed at the demographic diversity.
Okay.
Old, young, unbelievable. My wife and I, we both commented on it. It was amazing.
What
it
show-
was amazing.
What show were you at? Because I think you did 2. I think I was at the early one.
Who was the opening guy? Tom Papa? Did I get that right?
No, it wasn't Tom.
Ryan
Not for
Hamilton.
that one. No, for this one it
Mark
was.
Schiff?
Yeah, I think it was Mark.
That's when I saw him last. It was
Yeah.
Mark Schiff.
man, Seinfeld was such a pro. It was like he had all of his lines down. There was never like any awkward. Like all of his timing was like with a metronome. He's just solid. I mean, and,
Oh yeah, he's a
so, yeah,
scientist, man. He's
He also writes an hour every 10 years, so.
That's what I was like. That's not that impressive.
All right.
Yeah.
Talk to you later.
All right, thank
Thanks,
you,
man.
John. Yeah.
If that.
Well, yeah, he doesn't need to. I mean,
Well, it's because he doesn't put them out. Like he
Right.
doesn't, a lot of comics will put out an hour every 2 or 3 years, and he's a guy that's I like to
do it live.
do it live and keep that material and just so it gets that tight over time. That would drive me nuts though. Doing the same material for
No,
that
it
long.
wouldn't. I don't think that it would if you were drawing like he's drawing, because every place you go is a new audience.
And if you know every single beat works.
Well, and not even that, because you could get bored. But I think
it
that
would get boring.
I don't think that it would, because there is zero pressure. You have no pressure to put out a clip, to do crowd work,
Right.
There is
Right.
zero pressure for any type of a social media presence.
Yeah,
You are who you are, and you can get down to the nitty gritty.
But
of
part
it.
of the
also
fun
he's
is
not
writing it.
But
and,
he's
like,
also not doing a decade. He's not doing new material every decade. Like he's always punching it up
That's
and
what I
doing
mean.
right.
When you look at it as a science and
Yeah.
you sit down and you're meticulously going over every single
Well, he
word.
can be a scientist. I'm gonna be an artist,
Right.
and we'll see who fills these arenas first. Jerry Seinfeld.
Have you heard the AI
he's-
comedy album?
No.
So this is on Instagram. Somebody did an AI comedy album called, oh God, where's my information here? It's called, the guy's made up. It's all made up. Kevin Walker, Red, White, and Canceled.
Oh my God.
That's so accurate.
I'm about to unleash some brutal honesty, and I don't give a damn if it offends you. I can't believe I'm standing in front of a bunch of people who don't even know what a VHS tape is. You can't say anything without some snowflake getting their panties in a twist. You're all addicted to your damn smartphones. Back in my day, we had to actually talk to people face to face. Imagine that. And don't even get me started on fashion. That's worn sideways.
So again, there's no jokes, but it just goes and goes and goes.
Just goes to show you what
Red, White, and
people
Canceled.
like. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or what is
Cancel me all you want,
comedy.
but I'll still be here, laughing at your pathetic attempts to silence me. And if you can't handle it, tough luck.
Red, White, and Canceled. AI comedy.
That's amazing. Yeah.
It sounds like Leary in 92. Isn't that just No Cure for Cancer? Remember
Wasn't that
No
just-
Cure for Cancer?
Isn't that just Bill Hicks?
Kinda, yeah. But Leary put more polish on it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, there's going to be a lot of Kevin Walker fans in about 6 months. I got a break here. If you want to send a text for something, 35192. Listen wherever on the iHeartRadio app.
With a gleam in his eye, a grin